Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this very special all-time favorite testimonial call. During the year, we've heard so many fabulous testimonies, and we just want to put it all in one package so that everybody can, appreciate sharing it with other people. My name is Verdita Mock. I'm out of Atlanta, and this is my husband, Harvey. And we're going to go ahead and get started by sharing our testimony. So go ahead, Harvey.
Okay. Hello, guys. Happy New Year. Glad you can take time out of your busy schedule to join us. And I tell you what, I am so excited because of what the patch has done for us. And I tell you, Ken Robinson introduced this to us. And before I knew it, well, I knew it because my wife would always tell me that I snored a lot. And sometimes I snore so much I'd wake myself up. And then she would beat on me at night, make me go upstairs. A lot of times I slept upstairs, she slept downstairs. I would cough as a result of acid reflux. But guys, put the patch on and I was a one-hit wonder. I stopped snoring. It was over a year ago in November or December. I stopped snoring. No more acid reflux. I got my bedroom back. I can sleep in my own bed. I don't have to go upstairs anymore. And that's my testimony. And all of that was a result of someone sharing the patch with us. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Harvey. And so as you can see from Harvey's testimony, what we're going to be talking about is this patch. And it is something that you never know what it's going to do. Everybody's body's different, but it's some phenomenal things that you're going to hear about today. But let me tell you a little bit about the patch, just very quickly. This patch is something that is very small, very about the size of a quarter, thin, like a Band-Aid. And as you just put it right anywhere on your body, and it's going to elevate the copper peptides in your body, which in turn reactivate the stem cells in our body. And when that happens, see, our bodies were designed to heal themselves, but we're not equipped to do that anymore because as we age, those stem cells go dormant, especially by the time you're age 60. They say 90% of them are over 90% are gone dormant. And so we need this to aid ourselves. Well, you're going to hear today about how this patch has helped so many people and so many various types of situations that is like doctors couldn't help them for some reason. But this tiny little patch did help them. So we have a lineup of people that we prepared for you that we want to, start sharing their testimonies. And the first person is I don't see her on the line, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with someone else. So the next person I want to bring up is Miss Bernita Warfield. Bernita, would you mind coming on, unmuting yourself and sharing your video and sharing your powerful testimony?
Yes. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So I have been introduced to the patch 6 months before I actually put the patch on. And my upline will tell you he was not happy with me. But to make a long story short, we were planning a trip to the Holy Land. And my husband said, you're going to have trouble over there because it's going to require a lot of walking. So I have been bone on bone for over 10 years on both of my knees. And the pain was just excruciating. And it got to the point where I wasn't able to exercise. I wasn't able to walk a quarter of a mile. I was going up the steps on my butt, coming down the steps backwards, all of that because of the pain. And I've tried everything in Western medicine, the shots, everything that they offered, the ibuprofen, the Tylenol, but nothing could keep the pain away. So when we were planning this trip, I said to myself, well, I'll go to a trainer and see if they can help me strengthen my knees before we get to the Holy Land. So now we're a month out planning. And so I get to her and she tells me, she says, Vernita, there's no way I can get you ready for that trip in a month. She said, but I can try to help you with the pain. And she pulls out nothing but the patch. And I was like, that's that same patch that Zee been telling me about for months. And she said, well, can I put it on you? And I said, sure. So I let her put it on me. And within 5 minutes, my pain was gone. And I'm thinking, what is in this patch? So she said, well, I can give you more. I told her, I said, no, thank you. I said, I'm going to get back with my friend, and me and him are going to have a few words because he ain't tell me all that. So needless to say, I got back with Z and got the patches ordered, got started in the business almost immediately. And then I had 30 days before we were going over to Jerusalem. So I start wearing the patch every day, get over to Jerusalem. We are walking 10,000 steps a day. And guys, when I tell you that I wasn't in any pain, it was nothing but a miracle, because I had been in pain for over 10 years. And anybody who has experienced bone-on-bone pain knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's no fun. You know, all you can do at the end of your day of work is ice and put on a TANS unit if you're lucky enough to have one, just to alleviate some of the pain. So we went through that, got home, rested, and got back on my bike. And now I'm up to 20 miles. Every time I get on my bike, I can walk over 2 miles a day, going up and down my steps like a regular person. It has just been amazing for me. So what I would tell you, if you get patched, don't wait 6 months like I did to put it on. You know, I'm just thankful that God gave me a second chance to put that patch on. So Verdita, thank you for allowing me to share my testimony.
Thank you so much, Vernita. I get so excited every time I hear that testimony because I know how much of a difference it's made in your life. So the next person that I want to bring on is Miss Catherine Finley out of Dallas. She has a phenomenal testimony. Come on, Miss Finley.
Hello, hello. Good evening. Happy New Year, everyone. 11 months ago, my husband and I were introduced to the X39 patch by our dear friend, Michael Baldwin. And he got our attention immediately when he asked the question, what do you know about the new stem cell technology patch? Now, at the time, he had no clue about my journey. Since 2014, 9 years, every 6 months, I would go to the Arthritis Center of Texas, where specially trained physicians using state-of-the-art imaging technology, they would guide a needle to replace the depleted fluid in my knee joints. And by the way, my knee joints were bone on bone. They still are bone on bone. Now, this state-of-the-art technology provided much needed cushioning and shock absorption, and it would go to work immediately. But the pain would come back in the next 2 to 3 days. Now, this procedure is, like I said, it's temporary. It would come back. But 1 month prior to my first injection of this year in January, the X39 was introduced to me, and due to COVID restrictions, I had not had a knee injection in almost 2.5 years. Now, during that time, the discomfort in my knee had escalated, and I couldn't even bend my knee. We were even looking at getting a stair lift because our master bedroom was upstairs. And as of today, because of this patch that I refer to as a miracle, I am totally pain-free, absolutely no pain in my knees. You should see me prancing going up and down the stairs. Now, in closing, let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen. LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose. They're not intended to cure or prevent any disease or medical condition. This product is real. It's not on trial. The company is not on trial. And because of that, the Finley household, we are patching for life. Thank you, Verdita, for allowing me to share my testimonial. Happy New Year.
Well, thank you so much, Catherine, and I love the glasses. As you can see so far, we have 2 different scenarios. I mean, here someone was already preparing to get stem cell injections, something that was not affordable, not covered by their insurance, but the same thing happened. The patch really assisted her with her pain. So we're going to keep moving, you guys. The next person I want to bring on is Mr. Alfonso Fair and his wife. They're together. Please come on in and share your video and your testimony, the Fairs.
Hi, Bridita. Thank you for letting us share our testimony. I think Alfonso's going to go first.
Okay, thanks for having us. We were introduced to this patch by Reggie Stewart. So anybody who knows me knows I'm the surgery guy. You know, I've had 8 surgeries, foot issue, a right foot issue,
I didn't
and
know that.
out of all these the surgeries that I've had, you know, it always leaves a keloid. So I had a keloid around my thyroid, my neck. It was like the size of a rope. But you know, I've been on the path for a year. But after a couple of months, I noticed it started flattening and it's just lightening up. It's brought my skin tone back. And I said, wow, that's amazing. You know, the other surgeries, I had a meniscus. I had the 4 hip replacements. Then I noticed skin tags. All of those have been removed. You know, I'm just saying, long-term results is great, but the meniscus, right and left, no lines. You know, the lines are gone. You wouldn't even know I had surgery. Also, the scars have been removed from my right
I
and
just
left
told
hip.
her to
I
text
had
you. I said, text
2
somebody. I
each,
said, I'm not going in the store today.
two
I don't
on the
feel
left and 2 on the right.
cool.
So, you know, and also the dark hair. The dark hairs
We got
are
groceries.
turning black. No more gray. You know, so I got black hairs are growing. And also, I think there's one other thing going on, which I can't remember, but my foot. I had foot issues, and I've been dealing with that right foot. I think it may have been maybe arthritis, you know, or something. But for a decade, I would get up, I apply pressure every morning for the last 10 years, and I feel that sharp pain and stabbing pains. But I no longer feel that. So I'm feeling good. And the skin improvement, well, you look at me, you know, see. But anyway, we feel great. I appreciate the introducing to the patch, and Reggie introduced us to this patch. And that's my story.
Yeah, and so I've been using the patch for about a year now, both of us together. And there was a lot of things that happened and a lot of things that I did not expect to happen. I have a high stress job, work 12, 14 hours a day. And before I started using the patch, I was so tired all the time. My legs felt heavy. You know, I had a lot of bloating and inflammation in my face and in my body. I had insomnia, constipation. I mean, if I could say that. Just really exhausted all the time. So after I started using the patch, I think the first thing that I realized was I had more energy. And it wasn't just a regular energy. It was like a happy, giddy energy that I had when I was in my 20s and 30s. You know, I'm 53 years old now. And I had this energy and this mental clarity came back. And I'm just killing it at work. You know, at first I'm always productive at work, but I was productive and stressed out. But now I'm productive and I have this mental clarity and this energy that's really helping me just feel at ease and get through the day. And my sleep is better because I'm an insomniac. I mean, I would take sleeping pills at night and then energy pills in the daytime. I no longer have to take the sleeping pills and I'm sleeping deeper. And I know that because I'm dreaming. And that lets me know I'm getting that good REM sleep and I'm waking up and remembering my dreams. And also I had ringing in the ears before I started using the patch. And I mean, that ringing would be so loud that I couldn't sleep at night. Sometimes it would be so loud, I couldn't even hear my ceiling fan. Or I'd have to put earphones on and put like tinnitus masking music, which would be like waves or water sounds just to get through the night. And I mean, that still wouldn't work. But what I noticed, and I didn't even realize that the loud ringing had went away until I just started waking up feeling more rested. And now that ringing in my ears, it's just gone down to like a small hiss. And some days I don't even hear that ringing at all, but I just feel stronger in my body. But what I really love about the X39 stem cell patch is that, you know, it's drug free and it's patented. There is a United States patent on this patch. So that's what I really love about it. I'm just grateful to God, and I will be wearing it for the rest of my life.
Well, thank you all. Such a beautiful couple, such wonderful testimonies. Thanks for blessing us with that information, you guys. And the next person I want to bring on is out of Dallas, Texas. She has a powerful testimony, Miss Tiffany Smith. Can you please come on and share your testimony? Tiffany?
I was on mute, sorry. Hi, this is Tiffany Smith. I'm super excited to be here to share my testimony. When I say this patch has absolutely changed my life, I started on the patch April 1st. I'm so grateful for Lester Berry for sharing it with me. I have was in the beauty industry for 30 years, had a salon distribution company, and going in and out of salons over the years, breathing in all the chemicals, my lungs started shutting down and I developed multiple sensitivity syndrome. And then at one point, my whole body just shut down and I was bedridden for over half a year. And I just became really, really weak and I was blacking out all the time up until probably July. I was still having blackouts a couple of times a week, you know, and also I was dealing with a 35-year-old injury when I fell off a moving car in high school. I'm 53 now. I was 17 when I fell off that car. And I developed, I have had nerve damage on my left leg. My intestinal tract was damaged on the left side. My psoas was damaged. My calf atrophied. My Achilles was dead, and then loss of feeling in the top of my foot. And a lot of great things have happened since then. My friends called me the girl in the bubble because of the multiple sensitivity syndrome. I literally couldn't go in the grocery store for about 5 years. I couldn't handle the fragrances. You know, became more like a recluse because I couldn't go to people's homes with candles and air fresheners and things like that. And so life became limited. I couldn't fly. I mean, just the girl in the bubble. Well, let me tell you something. Being on this patch, I have burst that bubble. My body is doing what God designed it to do, and that is to repair any damage. That's what the stem cells do. So when I say stem cells are reactivating, and it's 53-year-olds, they are reactivating, and I have a brand new lease on life. My lungs were compromised. I don't have any problems breathing. I can even walk into Bath and Body Works and actually buy a rare fragrance. I mean, I haven't worn a fragrance since, gosh, 2010. You know, and so life was just really limited and restricted. And now it's like a brand new day. It's a restart. It's a reset. My stem cells have reset my body. It's working on my lungs. It's worked on my calf. It's my ankle. It's working on my intestinal tract right now. I can stand on my toes. And when I got sick and was bedridden, I lost all my strength. I and I mean, I was super strong. Like I bench press, squatted 350. I'm a super strong chick and lost all of my strength. My strength is come back. I mean, I feel so much better. I lost part of my memory. It's coming back. When I say these things that are happening, this patch is a blessing. I'm on this patch for life. You know, so you ready for something for your body to do what it was designed to do. Get this patch because I'm 53 and I'm saying, hey, I'm starting brand new. And I'm looking forward to all the great things that happen when I reach that year mark and into 2 years, into 3 years. But yes, restored body, renewed, rejuvenated. Hey, patching for life. Thank you.
Wow, Tiffany, you know, you had so many things that this patch has helped you with. And I hope everybody was taking notes because it was just incredible. Thank you so much. The next person I want to bring on is out of the California area, Miss Renee Wade. Please come on, Renee, and share.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm just having problems unmuting there. Hi, everybody. So thank you so much, Verdita, for this call and giving us the opportunity, because those of us that have experienced the miracles of X39, you know, the opportunity to share is just, it's what we live for now, because once you experience it, you can't help but share it. We only get a couple minutes to talk today, so I'm gonna just kind of share with you my life before X39, and then how it is today. I work in a law office. It's a small boutique law office. There's only 3 of us, so there's long hours. We sit in the chair a long time. So before X39, you know, I had the back stiffness, the pain, the hips. My knees were to the point that when I stood up, I had to hold on to something to steady myself. And I was terrified of falling downstairs. I thought in my mind, okay, this is just part of getting older. I'm approaching 50, I'm overweight. Like I thought all these things were just the way it was supposed to be. I had no idea what kind or how bad a shape I was in until Alfonso and Tina sent me this. And I'm going to tell you guys, when I got this, didn't think it would do anything. Boy, was I wrong. So let me tell you, I've been on the patch since February. I was a 1-patch wonder and didn't know it, and a 3-patch miracle. That 3rd day, I could get up and my knees didn't hurt and I could walk. My hair grows like crazy. I don't know if you can see, this is only 2.5 months of growth from my highlights. My nails, my skin, you know, I don't know, I got a bunch of, I used to spend hundreds of dollars on creams. I got a bunch for Christmas. They're gonna look nice on my counter, but that's where they're gonna sit because I don't need them. I was critically ill and in a medically induced coma in 2010. I lost 12 years of my memory as a result of that. After 3 months on the patch, I started dreaming, sleeping, and most importantly, getting back my memories, and most importantly, the memories of the daughter that I lost in 2020. I have asthma. I was having 5, 6 asthma attacks a month. I haven't had one since October. So, you know, the consistency with this, and it just keeps going more and more and more. My bones are stronger. I've had a lot of dental work. You know, when they keep you in a coma, you're malnutrition, you lose your bone. My bone is growing back in my jaw, and I no longer need special bone grafting to correct my bite. The reality of this patch, you guys, everything that's done, you know, I was spending, and, you know, Verdita, when you asked me to do this with 2 minutes, I said, okay, I've got to pick one. I sat down and listed, I came up with 71 things in a year that the patch has done for me. It has literally changed my life. And I'm going to share with you that before the patch, all the way up until now, I was spending $447 a month on prescription medications, over-the-counter medications, special skincare, special hair care products to make it thicker so it would stop breaking and stop falling out. And I spend $118 a month with shipping and handling on my sleeve, and I'm saving $329 a month. And then the last thing I want to tell you is, if you're new to this patch and you don't know that you don't think your body's experiencing something, you don't know what it's not doing for you. Middle of November, and this has been one of the most miraculous things. Middle of November, my pants just felt looser. So I stepped on the scale. I've struggled with my weight my whole life. On November 7th, since November 17th, I've lost 42 pounds. 42 pounds in about 45 days. And yes, I've been to the doctor. I'm not dying of cancer or anything. She just says my body has reset itself. So I'm going to wear this patch every day for the rest of my life as long as I draw breath. And I'm going to put it in my will to bury me with one, because it's that amazing.
Well, I tell you what, Renee, you said 71 things, and you could go on, and I really appreciate you sharing your testimony, but it's just amazing. I hope everybody's picking up on all these amazing things that's happening for everyone. And so thank you again for sharing. The next person I want to bring up is Miss Gabrielle Chanel. I believe she's also out of that California area. Gabrielle, just unmute yourself. There you go.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Can you say, okay, we can see you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Gabrielle out of San Francisco, California. In November of last year, a year ago, I received a call from ZR, introducing me about the X39 patch. At the time, I was in extreme pain. Really didn't even want to answer the phone, but because I hadn't talked to him in so long, I answered the telephone. And so grateful that I did. I was in a lot of pain, excruciating pain. I was born fighting for my life, actually, with some type of seizures, and was in intensive care for as a child. In my teens, I had a tumor the size of a grapefruit on my ovary that I had to have removed 22 years ago. I had several surgeries on my knee. It was a simple surgery that I believe went wrong. Well, it did go wrong, where that a month into that, I sat down and my quad ripped away from my knee. And I couldn't walk for 6 months. And for those 6 months, I was told that it was all in my head and that I just had a minor tear, but it went detached for over 6 months. And 6 months later, after fighting and going through doctors, I was able to get the reconstructive surgery. But at this point, it had rolled halfway up my leg. So it was a very extensive recovery. I had to learn how to walk again. So I suffer from extreme pain in my knee, which have now transferred to my back. Whereas now I'm off center, and it's caused a lot of back issues. I'm a cancer survivor where that I had to endure 5 different surgeries about back in 2007 and 2008, where I was fighting for my life. So through that time, I've tried it all. I do a lot of different modalities and things for pain, but I was very skeptical, and I sat on it for a few weeks myself. And anybody who has it, that's why I'm here. Like, don't sit on it. Put them on immediately, believe in it. I started wearing it and immediately started feeling the difference when I was on a cruise a year ago, because I decided to take them with me to put them to use to see if they were going to work, and it saved my vacation. So it worked immediately for me. I continued to wear it, but as I was wearing it, I was struggling. I was struggling emotionally with grief. I lost my wow. Actually, today is the 13-year anniversary of my husband's murder. So I deal with a lot of extreme grief. And then I lost my son 4.5 years ago. And from that, it's been really difficult to deal with a lot of emotional pain and grief. And then on top of that, I was suffering physically. Like I would be bedridden for months and couldn't go to work, constantly having to take off of work, not working, on and off on disability. And I really struggled with my well-being mentally, because I was already dealing with a lot, overcoming so much in my life, and but also having to deal with all of this extreme physical pain. It was just, I was like in suicide. I was like in suicide mode. I really believe that. And as I was laying there and just really trying to figure out, like, what can I do? 5 months into wearing this patch, I left that out. I fell down my stairs, y'all. My knee gave out on me. I slipped and fell, injured my tailbone, dislocated my shoulder. So halfway into me, as I was feeling the results of this patch, now I'm injured again. So now I'm dealing with more pain on top of the pain I was in. And that's where I felt like was the breaking point for me. And as I laid there, something told me to start wearing 3 patches. And at that point, I started feeling the escalation, because now I felt like after this new injury, on top of all of my old injuries and all the other things I've been dealing with, that the X39 has been tremendously instrumental in my health and why I'm standing here today to even be able to talk to you guys, because I really just felt like my life was over and that I was praying for an answer. And I know that X39 was an answer to my prayers, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to be sharing it with you all. And wear that patch, put it on now if you have one.
All right, Gabrielle, thank you so much for that powerful testimony. This patch helps so many different things. She talked about depression and grief and stuff like that. It does everything you can even imagine, and it's getting even better. We got 2 more powerful testimonies, you guys, if you could just hold on. So the next person I want to bring up is out of the Las Vegas area, and she has a powerful testimony to share with us. Miss Shannon Dunn, could you unmute yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Go ahead and share
My
that
name is
testimony.
Shannon. Hi, my name is Shannon, and my testimony is not actually about me specifically. I am giving it secondhand because my brother is the one who is experiencing the effects of the patch, but I know about the patch from a good friend of mine, her mother, Miss Renee McCrae. And as soon as my brother told me about his situation, I knew that's who I needed to call, and I knew the patch was what he needed. On October 17th, my brother came to my house to tell me that he had been diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and he was, for lack of a better phrase, dying. The doctors told him he needed to tell his family and get his affairs in order because he was so far off of the charts that they did not see him being able to recover. ALS doesn't even have any recovery. Most times it is fatal. I called Miss Renee right away and explained to her and cried to her about what was going on with my brother and how I needed to save his life. And I wanted to know if the stem cell patches would do for me what I have heard her tell me that it is done for other people. She got me the information. We got the patch right away. We got the patch on my brother. And the first thing he told me on Christmas, well, he was putting the patches on and he was still kind of experiencing muscle decrease. It was rapid. He was losing 5-10 pounds a day. Like, he was really almost out of here. And he had only one patch on. I think he started with the X39. And although it was sometimes helping with the muscle spasms, nothing was really helping decrease the pain, and nothing was helping him maintain his muscle mass, which is what he needed in order to stay alive. And once he started putting on the second patch, which I believe is called the Aeon patch, that's when he really started to see some changes. So on Christmas, he told me that he is able, while I'm sitting here with my eyeglasses on, he's able to drive around the city. He does not need glasses anymore. It has completely corrected his vision. When he puts on his glasses, it's blurry. He can't see anything. But most importantly, because the doctors were so shocked that he was holding muscle mass the way that he was, when that is absolutely unheard of in ALS, they ran some additional tests on him just to see what's going on and how his body is responding. There's no medication or anything, so they didn't really know what was happening. He said to me that his ferritin levels, which I don't know what that means, but there's a scale from 15 to 25. And when he was initially diagnosed, he was off the scale. He was past 25. He was at a point where they just really didn't see any hope. And he is now at 15. He's only been on the patches since October. If he drops down under 15, he essentially does not have ALS anymore. And they will continue to monitor him for every 3 months for 1 year. And after that, you know, he might be in remission or free of the disease altogether. I have not personally experienced what the patch can do, but what the patch did for my brother and my family, not having to bury my brother, I can never repay Miss Renee or her daughter Sumaya, who is how I even know Miss Renee. I can never repay Lifeway for being able to create such an amazing product that, as I hear everyone tell me, you know, it's saving them from their thoughts and the different pains that they're having. And all of that is absolutely magnificent. It's saving lives. And I know what I need to get if I'm ever in that position. So thank you. That's my testimony.
Wow, thank you so much, Shannon. That is one of the most powerful testimonies I have ever heard, because I do know what ALS is all about, and there is no cure. So for him to recover that quickly is just simply amazing. I hope you all are feeling me and how this is helping people. Thank you so much, Shannon, for sharing.
Absolutely.
So the next person I want to bring up is one of my favorite all-time testimonies, And this is the call is all-time favorite testimonials. So the person I want to bring up today is Mr. Jeffrey Payton out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey guys. Hey,
Hey,
Verdita,
Jeff.
how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. What an amazing afternoon, all these incredible testimonies. My name is Jeffrey Payton, and I hail out of Atlanta, Georgia. My testimony goes back 11 years. I was diagnosed with very high glucose numbers. My A1C was 12.1. I was prescribed 4 and 5 insulin shots per day on a sliding scale. And my body was wrestling with the fact that it was not creating its own insulin. Fast forward to only about 3 years ago, I suffered a stroke and I had complete left side paralysis. Now, mind you, my A1C was at 12.1. I had spikes of 300 per day, or above. And having to take these shots were, very inconvenient. And then not only that, but the fact that I had this stroke with the left side paralysis, and that brought my heart rate down to only 15% function. Now, with it only functioning at 15%, my doctor had put me on a very stringent visitation regimen because they wouldn't let me go home without a pacemaker. So I had to visit the cardiologist every 6 weeks for an EKG. And each time that I would go to the cardiologist, my EKG read the same thing. The doctors had promised that I would get to 45% function from 15% function. That excited me, but I plateaued. So that kind of sent me into a state of depression, and because I was active. I'm a very active person, used to being busy, just like the other young lady in the testimony. I've been a hairdresser for 40 years. I've just been a very active person. In the meantime, it was time. I started the patch back in November of 2022. And Reggie Stewart was the person that introduced me to the patches. Now, I guess you could say I'm a one-hit wonder, one-patch wonder, because upon wearing the patch, only 1 hour later, after wearing the patch, my spike went down from 301 to 170, and that's within my range of 75 as a low and 250 as a high. So I didn't really think it was the patch. I didn't really notice that it was a patch. One thing that excited me, that interests me about wearing the patch, was I heard the word stem cell. And once I heard that, I was in 100%. So after going to visit my endocrinologist who monitored my glucose closely, my A1C went from 12.1 to now 7.9. And that's from wearing the patch on a daily basis. I visited my cardiologist on a regular, and just a few weeks after wearing the patch in November, my heart rate percentage went from 45% to 60% currently. That's a 15% increase. Our cardiologist was stunned. He literally said, I don't know what you're doing, but you got to keep on doing it. He said that there has never been a case where the heart rate after having a pacemaker went from 45% function to 60% function. So I am a walking miracle, and the miracle is in this patch. Believe it or not, I didn't know what it was going to do for my body when I first put the patch on. All these miraculous things were going on inside me that were broken, and the patch has helped my body repair itself. So with that being said, I'm excited about being on this call. Thank God for all the testimonies. Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you for letting me share, Verdita.
Well, thank you so much, Jeffrey. And, you know, you see my hair. Jeffrey just did my hair a few days ago. So he's a pretty good hairdresser. But I tell you what, I want to say
You
one
look
more thing.
beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. I want to say that please get back with the person that invited you to this call because they're going to give you more information. You can go to thisisitinfo.com to get more information about this patch, but call them. They have all the information that you need. Plus, they're going to share with you a very, very exciting promotion that, you know, we're going to help you get this patch at a very good discount if you do it today, you guys. So please get back with them. I know you don't want to walk away from this. And I know you got people that you care about that have Alzheimer's or have diabetes or have ALS or have bone on bone or have heart issues. All of those things this patch is addressing. This call is recorded, and we want to thank you all for your time. You all have a happy new year, and we'll see you at the top.